Well, I don't want to make this type of videos, but it's always nice when you're right, especially when you're right for many months in a row. Today, the silver and gold mark new lows. Silver, since January, is down over 50%. The gold is catching up with the same numbers decline. And it is very important to understand that the people who have been calling out gold $10,000 price target for this year and silver $1,000 price target for this year have lost most of their investment. And this is not a surprise. Again, it's not because these people are not smart enough. These people simply lack real life check. They lack something called realization that you're not the smartest person in the room and you're going to lose unless you realize that, you know what, you maybe want to be more conservative on your price target, on your investment. You want to make sure that you connect all the dots, listen more and more data points, and trying to be more calm down on your expectations. The people who are hyping these numbers are the ones who are, completely destroyed at this moment. We're not just talking about financially, destroyed mentally. Because when you're wrong and when you're very publicly wrong, it's very, very bad for you, for your mental standpoint. It's very bad for you from a financial standpoint. It is very hard for these people to make any financial decision moving forward, right? And this is not a surprise, right? It was, to my perspective, 100% is going to happen. It was very obvious. Why? Because I've been playing this game over and over again. This is not new. This is not news. Okay, it is always working the same way over and over again. It's happened the same time since 2025 with Bitcoin, $120,000 down to $60,000, down to $50,000. But unless you're really qualified to make predictions, unless you're really qualified based on how much money you actually invested and successfully kept multiplying, right, and not lose versus the ROI ratio, then you really can't really make up your mind and be, very cold-feeted about your investment. And again, I'm not making this video to make fun of these people. I'm making this video to make a point that you should never, never, never be arrogant, regardless of your success. You might have made $100,000 in January. Now you're down $50,000. You not only lose your gains, you also lost 50% of your original investment if you purchased in January at the prices. So again, everyone who is arrogant is exposed to the biggest financial risks in the system because the arrogance prevents them to actually have a real life time check. It prevents them from having risk management. It prevents them from having a rational thinking about how low a particular asset could go. It prevents them to think how much of the outflows are outnumbering the inflows, how many people are buying versus how many people are selling. It prevents them to keep up with the daily inflows and analytics of this particular asset because they think that they're the best. It's same thing like the people who are training some of the martial arts. They go on the street and they think that they can fight 16 people. They can think that they can fight a group of people. It's ridiculous. It's one of these nonsense, self-delusional thought processes combined with, of course, very high confidence, usually based upon nothing. Some of these people who are hyping so much gold and silver have purchased gold and silver for the first time this year or late last year. So these people know very little to none about the markets. They know very little to none about the volumes, very little none about the use cases and how the whole inflation and global economic cycle actually works. Considering the door that they hit new all-times high, which is another uppercut for all these people not realizing, but why? Their mind is confused, but the US is printing more money than ever. The Federal Reserve approved new money printing system back in December 10th, so they will actually print even more money, $80 billion per month for the extended period of time. There is new Fed chair who has currently expectations around 60 to 80% to have a new rate hike, not rate cut. Everyone is confused of these people. Why the dollar is going up when all these elements are actually flagging that the inflation actually should persist and dollar should go lower and the gold and silver, according to these people, should go higher. Well, congratulations. And to top and to put the cherry on top, the confusion for all these people who barely have any idea about how the market works or the economy in general, why the gas prices hit new low, why for the first time in the last 10 years, the diesel here in the States fell under $5 a gallon, right? It's not a confusion for all these people not realizing what the heck is happening in the world and the economy. and they're about to get surprised even more because the economy is shifting into completely new different direction. I don't want to mix up too much gold silver economy in this particular video because I'm trying to keep it straight to the point so you can get the value straight to the point. So forget about knowing everything about the market. Always assume that you're going to lose your money regardless. Whatever you buy, treat it like Vegas bet. Okay, don't treat it as you're the smartest guy in the room, regardless how much money you made. Everything could be lost. You can lose based upon price. You can lose based upon value. What I'm trying to say, it might be just a short-term price fluctuations, go up, go down based on whatever reason, but you might actually lose money based on the value depreciation, right? There might be nothing wrong with the particular prices, but the value of the asset might decline, which could be interconnected to global events, might be connected to shift in the technology or industrial complex, right? Second important element over here, do not ever underestimate how the market could and will humble you. Like I said, people who bought in December, they were up. Let's say you put $100,000, gold or silver went up, you made $20,000 profit. You sit tight, you wait for the gold to hit $10,000, so you already make calculations how much money you're gonna make. And now we're in late June. You not only lose all of your gains, 20,000, but you're also down on your original investment because your cost basis is much higher than the current prices. Again, if you always assume that this is a gamble, and if you always assume that this is a very high probability of losing your entire investment, you can actually live off easier by being wrong. I know a lot of people who buy something, it goes up 5-10%. They just think that they're the smartest guy in the room, and couple of weeks further down the road, the prices are down 15-20%, and they don't want to talk about it because they should have felt 20% dumber because the stock is down, because they felt smarter when the stock was up, right? It's logical. This is why the market will always find a way to humble you. It takes time. Like I said, I made this prediction in January, we're in late June. It took a lot of time for things to actually play out, but they did play out in a way in which was predicted. I'm not saying this because I know everything. I'm saying this because the game is always the same. If you play the game for extended period of time, you can actually see what is coming, how it's coming, and you can kind of put a particular range when this could actually fall, right? It's going to happen in April and May, less likely. It's going to happen between May and June, very likely. It's going to happen between June and July, very likely. And this is what actually happened. So there's a special dot plot similar for the inflation that you're going to see from the Federal Reserve, the special dot plot system where you can actually put a probability standpoints based on the historic price action and the correlation with economic cycles. And then you can have a match between Y and X axis, and you can actually see and have a more or less accurate prediction of the range of the particular fallout of the market. And this is what actually happened. This is not really a surprise for me, like I said. But anyway, keep up the good work, and if you're following the channel, if you prevent yourself from losing money, thank you for